Hey, Soul Warriors. Ever wish that you had a crystal ball and you could see what the universe has in store for you for this month? Well, get ready for the February Energy Update. It's filled with intuitive insights and the energetic currents that are shaping the days ahead. So let's discover how the unseen forces might be impacting your life so you can shift from merely surviving to navigating this planet with grace and ease. I am so tapped in for this right now. I am excited. Usually I get a bunch of stuff. This time I got hammered with one word, over and over and over again for the last week. The word is discernment. If you don't know what discernment means, it means being a wise judge for yourself. The images I was getting on top of it was people like going on social media when they have something going on, typing it in, taking everybody's opinions and then making their decision from there. Kind of the whole herd mentality that a lot of people are following. Or going to social media, typing in what's going on, and then kind of arguing and debunking with everybody's opinions because they already had one formed within themselves. So there's different things going on here. You want to see if people are reflecting back to you what you already know. Do you want to see like, I don't really want to make this decision, so I'm going to like punt it down to the next person and they can figure it out for me, and then I'll do it, and then if it doesn't work out, it's their fault and it's not mine. All these different things going on. Okay. So how can you tap into your inner wisdom, and how can you make that your first front line of defense, your first go-to for anything that you need to decide, know, learn, anything? Like how we're not sourcing constantly from a soul-led place.
Yeah, that is true. I know that for me, in tapping into the energies of February, it was more about, walking into your power, being powerful, not an asshole, but powerful.
Big difference.
Big difference. And an energy of abundance, a lot of abundance, be it physical, be it, spiritual. There's a lot of connecting energies when it comes to abundance. So yeah, that's kind of the vibe I was getting, and really solidifying ourselves within ourselves. That was a really big important one.
Yeah, it's understanding that since everything is energy, looking at the things that you want. So say we'll use money because it's the most common thing. Money, currency, current is part of that word. It's about flow. It's not about just damming things up behind our fears and ourselves, or damming things up in a bank where there's no movement and no flow. This is a place of feeling grateful and feeling abundant in your everyday life, not just with money. It's being grateful for everything you have. So looking around and like, okay, I'm in good health right now, or I have a roof over my head right now. Whatever it is that you can use to anchor into the evidence of what you feel like you want, because this is the only way that you're going to begin to feel like you're already abundant. And if you're not feeling that way, you're in resistance to it, and it's going to go all around you. Like people will tell you, I've had different people with like psychic abilities or whatever, and like, oh, I feel money all around you. And it's like, yeah, well, it's not in my bank account. This was a few years back. I used to get mad whenever they'd tell me certain things. Or I had a friend that had done a palm reading on vacation once, and they're like, oh, the love of your life is right around the corner. And like, okay, well, which corner? Because I'm tired of them being almost here for like the last decade.
Well, that's a lot. That has a lot to do with the fact that those energies are consistently around us to begin with. It's just a matter, are we tapping into them?
Right. Are we on that same vibration?
Really?
So
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
Ending up on the same street corner at the same time.
Absolutely. So that's what it comes down to. So yeah, they're going to see that because, that's really our birthright to have that kind of energy flowing through us and around us. So yeah, we need to kind of pluck it out.
Right, because so February, how can you claim your birthright? Do you truly even know what your birthright is? Do you feel it like in the soul of your being? Do you feel it in your bones? Like, do you know, like, do you say to yourself, I am powerful, I am abundant, and actually feel it and mean it? I am love, I am peace. Like, this is you calling in all those soul codes so that they're downloading into your being. I mean, you can even say that. Like, we did a little work with Shaman Durek. If you don't know who he is, he's amazing. And he was like, call in, like, I'm downloading discernment. I am downloading power. I am downloading energy. I am downloading life. I am downloading unconditional love. Mm-hmm. And really embodying that and feeling that, like that when that soul code just locks in and plugs into your being, you know it. So being open and present in that way.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can achieve that with meditation, prayer, whatever puts you in that state of openness. Go do that. I mean, I think it was about 2 weeks ago now. No, maybe a week ago. I did a meditation from Shaman Durek, and it was like this leveling up energy. Like the meditation was like nothing I have ever experienced, and I meditate all the time. Mm-hmm. But I was literally deliberately going into those energies that he was calling forth that are mine to begin with, and kind of giving me the permission or allowing me to say step into whatever that energy is. And when I tell you that I came out of that meditation brand fucking new, mm-hmm. leveled up, I've done it twice since then to continue the vibrations of that. And I found it interesting how similar to the February energies they were, because it's a global thing. When it comes right down to it, it's pretty freaking global. We're connected on many different levels. So, of course, it's going to match.
And the more you use the discernment, because I'm still hearing the word over and over again in my head, you're going to build that trust level with yourself and that confidence level of yourself so that things like this will come to you in the right time when you're ready to plug into it. And if you get those pulls, like she said, she did the same thing several times to really maintain those energies and to get a good body sense, a body memory of what the vibration is that you want to call in and that you hold naturally as your birthright. Right. So use this month as your permission to open to your birthright, to open to these new energies. They are coming in hot and fast. 2024 is a huge year. Like everyone's lives as you know it right now, it's not going to look the same at the end of the year. We're used to making little micro movements throughout a year. This is going to be like living a whole decade or 2 decades in 1 year. It's moving fast. So you can either like get on the bus and go on the ride with everybody else, or not. It's totally up to you. But if you're here, I'm assuming that you want to be on that bus.
Yeah. And one other thing that I got when I was connected, it was about karma. It's about releasing them, healing them, doing all the things so that it really clears the path for you. When there's static in frequency, it doesn't quite work. So think of it that way. Make sure you're tuned in to the right frequency so that the static is not there, i.e. the karma. Heal it, do what you need to do, put it in its place so that you can really benefit what's to come.
And to get into that frequency, if you're like, well, what frequency is that? It's the frequency of clarity. So, I mean, right now, just call in saying, I am calling in clarity into my being. Call that in for yourself. Feel it settle into you. And as soon as you get that clarity, this is where you're going to start. It's already started for a lot of people. In the next month or 2, you're going to start seeing through illusions, through what's being put up on the media, through all the stuff that's coming in, through social and friends and family and all the opposing belief systems that are really based in duality. Right. This is really stepping into the higher elevations, the 5D and above, where you're seeing all that old paradigm and you're watching it crumble. I want to give you a quick message before we get back to this episode. Unlock the secrets of your soul for free with Soul Notes. Say goodbye to feeling stuck and hello to the validation of your alignment. These weekly prompts are filled with reminders, gentle nudges, and sometimes a kick in the ass, all with love from your soul. Don't just take our word for it. Try Soul Notes for yourself and see the difference it can make in your life. Trust us, your soul and you will thank you. Just go to soulnote.org. That's note.org. Now back to our podcast. So if fear starts to creep in, make sure you're telling yourself, call in safety. I am safe in my body. I am safe in my being. I am safe being who I am, regardless of what is going on outside of me. I am okay. And just center back into yourself and watch all that crumble. It's okay. It's the old paradigm. And we're focusing on what we're creating now, because that's where a lot of this change is going to come in. You're going to notice changes in the banking systems, changing in how we communicate, changing in how we create just in general. You'll be watching all
connections, of it. Like you said, communication. It's going to request from all of us very clear words, very clear intentions, very clear engagement. Like you were saying, that clarity is the big thing, and that comes a lot with you when you do practice discernment.
Absolutely.
Because you get really super clear of the things that you truly want, that frequency you're looking to tap into without the static. So discernment is perfect for it. Now imagine if you were consistently in that love vibration, because if we work from that place 24/7, 365 days out of the year, wow. Like that's where things want us to work from. We are in our power, we are in our sovereignty, we are in all those high vibrations if we tap into love consistently, not just in the month of February.
Exactly. Definitely. One thing actually I'm getting into, to piggyback off of the karma that you were talking about, the dissolving of the karma, is that the clearing of the bloodlines is what I'm getting right now.
Oh, that's a big one.
It is a big one, because a lot of the stuff that you're struggling with, or the fears that bubble up in you, the universe wants, and soul and spirit wants to remind you that these are old bloodline things. Like if you've had a poverty line in your family, or a I'm getting this vision, but I can't put the finger, kind of like a sorry, I'm getting a lot of vision right now instead of actually hearing what the word is. Somebody that's like kind of like ruling with an iron fist, or putting their thumb on people so that they can't truly like blossom into who they are. They have to kind of like fall in line into the family way of being and the family belief system. Those things can clear right now with you. Like this is your permission and your nudge that it is time to break those old family energy patterns and frequencies and step out of them and into what better serves you and what feels better. And it will shift all the way back, the way that the channels are open right now on all timelines, and all the way back in your bloodline. It will shift this vibration, this frequency. It will change the family lines.
And if you're called to do that, be aware that's a tall task. And it comes with a lot of changes. And it also comes with some emotional energies along with it. The reason why I say that is because I went through that. I was clearing a lot of my bloodline's karma, and it sucked for me. But I kept on, got through it, heal the things that needed to heal, release the karma that needed to be released, and also the thought forms, the thought patterns that were instilled in the vein of all of that too, which was not an easy task, but something that needed to occur so that the story that has gone on in my bloodline would shift just enough in the right direction. So be aware that if you're called to do something like that, it might be challenging, but stick to it. Give me a call.
Absolutely. And that's
I will help you.
The magic of right now is because the energies are moving quick, so you'll move through this quicker and with a little more ease, because there's more of us, more connected, so you can find these like-minded souls. We do coaching, so if that's something that you need support of somebody to walk with you through this, who's already been through it, we're your people. And please like and comment and subscribe to the channel so that you get these energy updates every month, because it's so vital to know what's coming in. So when something happens to you or comes through you, you're not like, kind of flapping in the wind for days or weeks trying to figure out, what is this? And is this even mine? And why is it happening? This will give you a pulse. So you'll be like, oh, yep, I was expecting that. Okay. I'm calling in all of my power, and then I'm going to go through this. And I know where to reach out when I have support.
Right, right. I mean, one of the things that I do is I'm really aware of what the energies are going to be focused on. One of the things that helps me is knowing my energy, knowing my being, knowing my shit, and when those vibrations and that energy flows through, because that's what's out there right now, I know how to discern what.
Right. What is yours and what's not.
Exactly. And that's very, very helpful. So when you go into it and all of a sudden you find yourself saying, what the fuck was that? Or why did I feel that way? Or why did I say that? Or why did I act that way? Tap in. Was it really yours? Are you reacting to something that is yours? Or are you connected that you're reacting globally?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Was it just some bloodline thing that was flowing through? Was it just some, energetic pattern globally that you tapped into, that you're just being the conduit and the channel to clear that? Because a lot of us do that type of work as well.
Yeah.
Definitely use your discernment in all aspects of things. It will serve you well. And you too can tap in every day and, what do I need to know today, soul? What do I need to know? How can you, help support me, spirit, so I can walk today in the best that I can to serve myself and serve the global consciousness.
I'm as you were talking, I'm getting pictures of an old jukebox. You know how back in the day, the old jukebox had the 45s, correct?
Yeah.
So you'd stand there, you read what you want, and you would pick that particular 45. That's kind of in the same vein. When you're tapped in and you're feeling certain things, you're picking through certain vibrations that are for you, be it conscious or subconscious. You're picking them. So be mindful of that, is what I'm trying to say, because that's kind of the way they're showing me that's how it works, because we get to decide. We truly get to decide what we get to experience each and every day, vibrationally, third dimensionally. You name it, we get to decide. The question here is, how are we going to react to it?
Exactly.
Are we going to react to it from low vibrations or high vibrations? But because the energies for the month of February are in such a high vibration, just be mindful of that.
And if you're young, a 45 is like a tiny little record. And we used to put a quarter in the jukebox.
Yes.
To pick one record where you would actually see it flop down, get on the turntable and play. And then it would go back up and put itself back in its exact certain slot. So using that as a visual, if you're younger, you do not have to keep putting your quarter in and picking A5 if that's not the vibration that you liked, or it didn't really work for you when you picked it.
Correct.
You can just listen to it for that 3 minutes or 3 months or however long you choose to, and then let it go back into its vibrational slot, and you can choose something else. All right, I think that's February.
All right. Be kind.
Peace.
Peace.